So in this video, we're going to be talking about this Isaiah Hartenstein contract, re-signing negotiations between him and the Knicks. I'm going to give you a good reason as to why I think he will re-sign. We'll touch on other things with the contract, explaining the bird rights and all the details of this deal. And I'm very confident that Isaiah Hartenstein will be a New York Knick in this upcoming season. So without further ado, let's talk about it, man. Yeah, you're now rocking with the most poppin' Knicks YouTube channel on the net. I am the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. And I got another really good show for you. Today, we're going to be unpacking this whole Isaiah Hartenstein saga. You know, there's been a lot of talks, a lot of people honestly misquoting the circumstance and the situation, right? There is a limit to the amount of money that Knicks can spend on Isaiah Hartenstein due to certain cap restraints or constraints. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it, man. So without further ado, I want to jump into research mode early. So if you're new to the channel, this channel, we honestly put everything on the screen so that way we can discuss it clearly and get to the bottom of it, putting all the facts on the screen. As you can see here, I got an article from Beecher Report talking about how the market size for Isaiah Hartenstein's extension is possibly upwards of $100 million. Now, off rip, a lot of us know that the Knicks don't have that to offer him because of his contract situation, which he is designated to be early birds right free agent. I'm going to get to that in a second. So, according to Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, NBA executives and cap strategists believe Hartenstein will be able to command a contract that pays him at least a total of $80 million and possibly up to $100 million. Now, check this part out. Given the Knicks salary cap situation, their best chance to keep Hartenstein may be to utilize his early bird rights. But as noted by Fisher, the best they can offer him is a 4-year, $72.5 million extension, which could open the door for other teams to possibly land him. So this honestly could be an issue, and we're going to talk about why. So that article is showing you that there's a market for him. I want to start here. This is Real GM Analysis. I use this website sometimes just to get technical and discuss stuff. So Isaiah Hartenstein has what is considered to be early bird rights. Now, before I continue breaking down this Isaiah Hartenstein contract situation, I want you guys to check out Knicks Tape Madness. It's a Discord server that I offer complimentary to Knicks fans to join me in additional conversation, things that we don't discuss on the channel, things that, we probably won't be able to get over on YouTube based on the algorithm. Definitely take the time to scan the barcode right next to me, right? Join Discord. It'll take you to the website listed below, www.theobjectiveknicksfans.com, right? And then you go there and you will be able to see the information how to join Discord. And if you have any trouble with this process, send me an email at info@theobjectiveknicksfan.com and I'll be sure to get you in the Knicks group. I will be doing a hat giveaway. Once I get up to 50 Discord members, I will be getting giveaways monthly and just a cool way to interact with Knicks fans and reward you guys for supporting me. I want to go to network fast, but definitely get inside that Discord server. So now we're going to get back to the content. Wow. So Isaiah Hartenstein has early bird rights. Now, bird rights is named after the great Larry Bird. Salute to Larry Bird. He's a legend, even though he's a Celtic. But he's the reason why we have this rule. It's named after him, right? It's basically an exception to the salary cap because the NBA has a salary cap. Though it's not a hard cap like football, there is a lot of restrictions when a team goes over the limit, right? So it allows players to retain the salary cap. With the bird exceptions, allow teams to retain players typically who have spent continuous time with the team. However, bird rights are only one way that franchises can retain their players. They may choose to use their cap space or another exception instead. Bird rights are powerful because they're the strongest. They outpace the limitations of other team building tools like mid-level exception, which is another thing that the Knicks I hopefully use this summer to get someone that can help us, right? Especially for over the cap franchises, right? Which the Knicks are going to be an over the cap franchise. Maybe not over that first apron, but definitely over the salary cap. So I'm gonna go to after year 2 because Hartenstein has a 2-year contract with no options, right? So here are the 2 options, right? Early bird. Early bird, you can do things a bit differently, right? First, they cannot be used for a 1-year contract. So we established that, right? So the reason for the tightening because it comes from the additional financial flexibility offered to early bird free agents compared to the non-bird players, which is the guys that's only been there for 1 year or the guys who are just signing a free agent contract. So Isaiah Hartenstein was making $9.2 million last year, right? So that means if we go back to our bird rights section here, that his contract can be larger up to the greater of the 175% of the salary, right? So if you do the math, right, or or it can be 104% of the average salary from the previous season. So whatever is higher. So 175% of this $9.2 million, that gets you up to about 16 to $17 million. So that's the max that the Knicks can begin to sign him per year. It has to start at that number. Can't go beyond that number. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, the Knicks need to trade Mitchell Robinson in order to get Isaiah Hartenstein more money," and that's just not correct. Right now, I want to get into how the Knicks can retain him because when you look at this salary cap, there's a cap maximum of $141 million, right? The current cap is $150 million, right, for the team. So that means that they're already over the salary cap. And that's based on these guys here. And they're counting OG Anunoby's player option, which he will decline. And then Bojan's $19 million, which the Knicks have a window to let him go. So based on these numbers, the Knicks just don't have the capital to go over the cap to sign Isaiah Hartenstein. Don't forget all of these cap holds here with Precious Achua, right? Well, Shakeman will probably be out of here. But Alec Burks is another guy. Maybe they'll get rid of his bird rights, right? You could renounce his rights, and this cap hit will come off. But either way, whether or not it does, OG Anunoby wants the $40 million. That also will come into play here as well. So the Knicks don't have a lot of wiggle room. Now, based on what we're seeing here, I do want to say that I believe that Isaiah Hartenstein is a loyal dude. He wanted to go back with the Clippers. The Clippers didn't want to re-sign him because they felt like they couldn't afford him or give him the money that he deserved. So he went out on the market and he got the $9 million, but or the $7 million initially. I believe it was $7 million. I'm sorry, $8.8 million from the Knicks, right? So he was willing to go back to the Clippers. They have great chemistry. Definitely, I have an unconventional idea. And maybe it's not that unconventional. What Hartenstein could do is sign for the 1 year, $16 million with an option on it, with the deal ready for next summer. Because if we go back to our basketball encyclopedia here, you can see after year 3, you get full bird rights, and the maximum salary a player can earn is their maximum, not a percentage of the team or their previous salary. So he comes back for the 1 year, tears up that player option, and then we give him the big $80 million, $100 million deal because he'll be a full bird right next year, right? I think that that's the best viable solution. We also may have to trade Mitch, not because his salary holds up Hartenstein's, but Hartenstein may also command, especially if he does this 1 year deal, that, hey, I want to be a starting center. If you guys are not going to start me, I don't want to come off the bench. That also may be a barrier. Now, from what I've read, And what I've heard from even from Hartenstein is he's just more money motivated than he is actually where his role is on the team. So that's the one way we can get him back by basically he's a loyal guy, letting him know, hey, you signed the 1 year with the player just as a insurance policy, right? We're going to tear that contract up because, of course, you're going to decline that option. And we'll be able to give you that $80 million next year. Hopefully, it's something that can be considered, especially if Hartenstein is strongly looking at other teams. The one team that we have to worry about is the OKC Thunder. But I don't know if they even are in the market for Isaiah Hartenstein. I know Jonas Valanciunas is available. There's a couple of guys that's available that they could go for and go in the opposite direction. You know, especially if that price tag is so hefty, maybe you get Valanciunas or any other one of those guys for a cheaper discount. So, but I don't want to make this video too long, guys. That's all for this video. Hopefully, you got some insight on this contract situation. I'm strongly believe that the Knicks could get the deal done. Like I said, you could give him a 1 year deal. Also, I do believe he loves the chemistry with the team. So why not come back, right? But definitely get inside that Knicks madness, the Knicks tape madness, Discord. You can scan the barcode, hit the link, and I'll see you on the other side. And until next time, let's go Knicks.